First, I want to say, dude, you're quickly becoming one of my favorite directors.
Thank you.
I love this movie. Barbarian was like my favorite horror movie when it came out, dude. I want to know, first off, were Benedict Wong's bugged out eyes as unsettling in person as they are in this film?
No, because it's computers.
What? Oh. Okay, well, that was great. I was wondering, how's he seeing through that?
Yeah.
But to that end, when I saw that image first come out, on the internet before I saw the movie, it got me thinking, like, do you remember the very first just up thing that popped in your head that sort of snowballed into what would eventually become Weapons?
I mean, it's not a super fun story, but I lost someone very close to me, and so I was just kind of feeling all those feelings, and so this was just kind of an emotional vomit, as it were. So that, yeah. And I don't have like a fun, like, I saw this kid running once and it like freaked me out, you know what I mean?
I do love how little the trailer gives away, and it's so rare to go into a movie anymore that, this blind, because like the trailer's like the first like 2 minutes of the movie essentially, and I love that. So I want to know, like, what's your philosophy when it comes to how much a trailer should give away versus protect?
I mean, for this movie, our mantra was lean into the question, lean away from the answer. And I feel like in general, I think everybody is sick of trailers that show you the whole movie. That's not a profound thing for me to be saying, but it's done so often these days. So, with Barbarian, we were able to like just kind of show like a hint of a movie and just the premise and let people know like it gets gnarly and it worked. And so for this, we kind of just had the same rule. Like when we were shooting the movie, I was saying like the cold open of the movie, that should be the trailer. And then we'll show a couple of like up things and let people know it gets gnarly. And luckily the studio was like, yeah, that's a great plan. And so that's what we did.
I'm glad you did that plan, because I thought the same thing. I was just like, this is great. I love this so much. Yeah, awesome. I can't imagine how many movies I've seen over the years where I'm like, this would have been so much better if I just hadn't seen the trailer.
I know,
you know what I
shame.
mean? Yeah, it's the worst. Now, I got to bring up, you're rebooting Resident Evil next, and I know you probably can't say much, but why was this IP that you just really wanted to get your hand?
Because I love the games.
Fair enough.
I'm just like, I played all of the games. I played Resident Evil 4 100 times through. I'm obsessed with it. And so I just want to tell a story that feels like it's honoring the experience you get when you play the games. I haven't seen the movies, that's just not my thing, but the games are my thing. And so it's just a playground I just love. Me personally, I don't think the movies ever really got it right. And so seeing you come on board before, I was like stoked, man. I'm super excited. I think the movie's going to rip.
Yeah, I believe you.
I think it's going to rip.
I really do. Last question for you. Now, you've said that Weapons is weirder and more ambitious than Barbarian. Now, having seen the movie, I would agree. What's something from Barbarian that you knew you wanted to take further this time around?
Well, structurally, I think Weapons is like, it's a more complex movie than Barbarian. Barbarian is structurally unique, and Weapons is structurally unique. But with Barbarian, when it kind of shifts, it's disorienting, and it can be frustrating to people. And I think when Weapons shifts and reinvents itself, it builds the momentum. Yeah. It doesn't ever take you out of the story, I hope. Instead, it feels like, here we go. Now we're doing this. Yeah, let's figure it out. So I think it's like I've made a fundamental adjustment to the structural kind of idea that I think is more in service of the experience.
Julie, we just spoke the other day. Yes. Why didn't you warn me how this movie is?
Because I like surprising people.
I can appreciate that. Yeah. No, I love the movie. It's just, I almost said fantastic, and I didn't want to say
what
fantastic.
What time did you see it?
Last night.
Okay, good. You didn't see it at like a 10 a.m. screen?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. It was great. Alden, I want to know, what is it about a good mustache that makes you feel like a cop right away?
I don't know. There's just something, it just adds like 10 pounds to your face, basically, and you just feel like a kind of heaviness that it changes the way you feel. Big time.
It does. Now, Julia, you're going from Silver Surfer to a third grade teacher. I want to know, which did you find more challenging as far as like getting into the headspace of a cosmic, otherworldly character, or handling a classroom full of 8-year-olds?
I mean, they're completely different worlds. So, and also I don't want to say, the preparation is not that different. You want to prep put the same amount of work into the productions and everything. But the shooting experience is a little bit different because there's a lot of tape and tennis balls and when you're shooting.
And weapons.
Yeah, and weapons. And there's a lot of, vegetable, I can't, mayonnaise, I don't know. Can I say vegetable peeler? I don't know. There's a lot of blood in Fantastic. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's different. It's
I
very
can
different.
appreciate how different they are.
I can't say much about either of them.
I know
It's really,
I've been trying to write questions where I'm like, this is killing
I'm
me
just gonna
trying to
say
not
everything's
talk
like a
about the
mayonnaise
movie,
commercial
but
now.
talk.
We've been deciding that, so yeah.
I know. Now, I want to ask you, you've worked with so many legendary filmmakers like Ron Howard and Christopher Nolan, the Coens. Now that you've worked with Zach, who's doing incredible stuff, how does his approach compare to those guys, and what stood out about working with him specifically?
It's really exciting for me in the trajectory of my career to work with somebody who feels like someone at the beginning of their career. I've gotten to work with a lot of some of the greatest filmmakers, but always toward like maybe the middle or toward like the second, later half of their career. And so getting to work with someone like Zach, it's very exciting because all the core elements, which is, I would say like a deep personal connection to the material, a really specific vision, a good sense of how to direct actors, all of those things are there, but I feel like I get to be a part of the beginning of that journey. And so, and we're, around the same age, so it's like working with a peer. It's like very, very, very fun, but really reminded me of some of my favorite experiences in that way because he was such a filmmaker in command of the material. The material was so real to him. So
That's so cool. Now, I feel like the title Weapons is something that can be interpreted in different ways after seeing the film. How do you each interpret the title being somebody who's a part of the story?
That's a hard, I'm curious, what do you think? That's a hard question.
I think on some level it functions more poetically than symbolically, or more poetically than like rationally maybe. Like it just has a feeling to it, but I think there's something related to the destructiveness of the characters is probably part of it, but it's not just that. And there's some moments in the movie that make it clear that it's really not just about that. So it feels like a good sort of poetic title for something that is about a certain side of the human personality that can wreak havoc.
Yeah, like the people can be weapons.
That's a simpler, better way to say it.